Jim Kemmerling for the coin toss. Ricky Powers and Buster Stanley for Michigan. The 4 captains for Purdue, including Jimmy Young and their receiver Jeff Hill.
Let's listen in. Drop it. We're going to retoss it. Pardon? Heads he calls. Heads it is. You win. You can kick, receive, defer, defend the goal. You're deferred.
And so we'll see Michigan receive the ball first. Purdue wins the toss, defers the decision till the second half. And the Wolverines offense will go on the field at the outset of this one. And we'll see some changes on that offense today. We won't know until Michigan heads out onto the field whether Tyrone Wheatley will be back into the lineup after missing last week's game at Wisconsin with that shoulder injury.
Mike, I've got these heaters all scoped out. I've got a pretty good place picked out. You guys talked about emotion and showing up to the play. I think this is the second most fired up I've seen this club this year. At Penn State, they really looked ready, and when they came out of the tunnel today, I saw more emotion than I have in a long time from this football team, Frank.
Well, and we'll see if that emotion carries over into Michigan's performance. Mercury Hayes back deep along with Derek Alexander for the opening kickoff from Purdue's Brad Bobich. He gets the signal from referee Jim Kemmerling, and we are just about set to begin here in Ann Arbor in the snow. Bobich moves forward and kicks it away. A high end over end kick short. Alexander races up, grabs it on the fly at the 18, is hit and fumbles, and Purdue may have it at the 25-yard line, and they do. It was the backup defensive back, John Jackson, who recovered Derek Alexander's fumble on the opening kickoff at the Michigan 25-yard line.
It's Michigan's ball.
Well, that's a stunner right there, Jerry, because Jackson came up with the football, and now Jim Kemmerling says Michigan has the football on the 26.
There were there was a Michigan player down there and also a guy from Purdue, and I think the Michigan player was the one that covered the ball when it hit into the ground.
Well, there's a break for the Wolverines.
Yes, that's a shame there. That's you can't. He was coming on a dead run, had good field position to field the ball, and I don't think he ever really got it put away before he was hit.
Michigan starts with 2 tight ends, both on the left, Mark Burkholder and Damon Jones, who played well in the second half last week at Wisconsin, and it was with the 2 tight ends that the Wolverines really moved the ball on the ground in the second half. Eddie Davis starts at tailback, Shea Foster at fullback, Smith split right, handoff Davis, quick hitter right side, out over the 30 to the 32, and Brian Lohman comes up from free safety to make the tackle after a gain of 6. Michigan goes with 1 tight end now on 2nd and 4. They give the ball up the middle to Shea Foster, breaking a tackle. He's out over the 40 to the 41-yard line, a gain of 9 yards for Shea Foster, and a first down for the Wolverines. Then, according to Gary Mueller, on the corners, Jimmy Young and 154-pound Kevin Nolan. The other safety is Joe Higgins. Here's Collins, fake to Davis, rolling right to throw. Now he's going to run with it. He's just about back to the line of scrimmage, and he's neck-tied to the ground by Darnell Howard, the freshman defensive tackle out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He split short side of the field right. Ramani Toomer out to the left, the wide side. Michigan going from our left to right across your radio dial, and they're going to run the ball out of the eye, short side. Davis trying to turn the corner, lost his footing as he cut upfield. He'll get a couple. Ramon Batten made the hit along with the corner Kevin Nolan. After
one of those kind of kids who can unload on you. The problem there was we didn't block Bart Connolly, the linebacker.
Now Derek Alexander will be covered by Jimmy Young, who has 11 career interceptions. He's a good one out on that wide side. And back to throw is Collins. His first pass is into the left flat, and it's complete up near the 45-yard line, but this is going to be well short of a first down to Burkholder. He's tackled by Jimmy Young, and a flag is thrown, and I think Young might have grabbed his face mask.
That'll be a break for Michigan. That
ball, minus 5 yards. Rogers at all stop. And Pike's going to throw pressure, and it's a screen right to Rogers. Got it over the 20. Spun around, pulls away from Winters. Up over the 25, and he's close to a first down before Jared Irons could make a tackle. Chuck Winters missed him. All stop the at 7 yards on 4 carries. Rogers 13 and 4. Throw on 3rd and 1. Right flat. Right. The first down over the 30. And Deion hits him, knocks him down as he cuts up over the 35 to the 37. Jared Irons also there, a gain of 8 and a first down for Purdue. That's their 8th of the ball game.
Burkholder and knocked the fullback off, so he had nobody as a lead blocker that time. Eddie got 4 yards anyway.
Purdue very small in that front seven. Only one player over 255 pounds. 2 tight ends now with Jones going in motion left out of the eye. Handoff Eddie Davis. And he is just shoved back by Conley and company as he came through the middle of the line. He'll gain about a yard down to the 33, but Bart Conley really filled up that hole. And Derek Alexander. Burkholder, the tight end, also wide side left. Davis, the only setback. Purdue sitting in that 4-man front, and back to throw goes Collins, looking down the middle. On a curl, it's dropped at the 23-yard line. Wide open, Walter Smith, but he just dropped the football. Hit him right in the number. 33-yard line. Gets the snap. He's going to angle it toward the right sideline, and he will not get it into the coffin corner. It hits at the 1 and goes through the end zone, and the crowd wanted Michigan to go for it. So Purdue will get it after stopping Michigan out at its own 20-yard line. I think Rogers, the former freshman of the year in the Big Ten, and he slices off right guard for a gain of 6 up to the 26-yard line. Linebacker is starting at inside linebacker today. Matt Dyson's the only outside backer. And Shawnte Peoples is starting at safety. Handoff to the fullback, Mike Allstott. He's somehow ducked underneath the arms of Gannon Dudler and Trent Dankowitz. Fights out over the 30 for a first down. Play. In motion left goes Bert Thornton, the wide receiver. Tedman Brown split to the right, and it's a running play, and Allstott's going to be stood up by Damon Denson. He might get a yard or two, spinning in traffic out near 39. Allstott lost his footing again. He's 2nd and 8 for the Boilermakers on their own 39. Again, they split Bert Thornton to the left and Tedman Brown to the right. Tight end Green is on the left, and it's a fake to Rogers. Back to throw, Pike under some pressure. Fires and intercepted by the Wolverines. Jared Irons down the left sideline inside the 20. Finally hauled down by the quarterback, Matt Pike, at the 12-yard line.
What a great play by that young linebacker. He looked to see the crossing man coming, got just in behind him. He stayed behind the the receiver, so that he wasn't seen by the quarterback. When the ball was thrown, he broke right in front of him, made a big play.
And Johnson gets his first one there. First down at the 12. I formation for Davis and Foster. Handoff Eddie going right, no running room. Hit by Aaron Hall. Down he goes at the 10. He got 2. He's had his first collegiate catch today. Burkholder on the left, backs in the eye. Purdue showing 6 men up at the line of scrimmage. There goes Foster in motion right. Fake to Davis that way. Collins rolls left, fires it short. Burkholder's got it at the 12, and his feet go out from under him, and he'll lose 3 yards. He had a little bit of running room. He had 1 man to beat out there. But when the footing is bad, you're in trouble, and he lost 3 on the play, and it's 3rd and 10. And Larry, we're seeing a lot of that slipping and sliding on the turf.
Quarterback on that play. He is playing with a flak jacket on his ribs, by the way.
Quarterback stopped him. Here we go, 3rd and 10 on the 12. Collins back to throw. Setting up, looking in the end zone, and then dumps it off short, and it's caught at the 8. And Eddie Davis is drilled right there after a 4-yard gain. He had 2 men open in the end zone. He had a Monty Toomer on a post route breaking open, and Derek Alexander in the left corner wide open, Jerry, and he never saw him.
A short receiver, but there's not going to get the yardage necessary that you need in this type of a game.
So Peter Olezovic will try a 25-yard field goal out of the hole to Bremersma. Kick on its way. High enough, long enough, and it is good. Peter Olezovic with his 2nd field goal after missing one earlier. And with 10:48 left in the 3rd quarter, the Wolverines on the board after the Irons interception. They lead Purdue 6-0 as we pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. 15 on the 42, draw play. Corey Rogers up the middle. Oh, is he drilled? Gannon Dudler just knocked him back on his hind side, right at the line of scrimmage. Buster Stanley was also there, but it was Dudler who delivered the blow that knocked him on his backside. Backs now with Clarence Thompson in, along with Deion Johnson. 2nd and 15, Purdue. They've been unable to run the ball well. Back to throw is Pike, firing right side, and it's caught by the fullback Allstott, and he's chopped down immediately by Ty Law on the 45 after a gain of 3. Good at inside linebacker next to Jared Irons. You got Horn and Zenkowitz up front with Carr and Stanley, and back to throw goes Pike, and here comes Buster around the corner to nail him for a sack on the 37-yard line. A loss of 8, and there's that pressure you were looking for, Coach.
Oh, boy, does that look good. When that guy doesn't see him coming on the backside, that's what you want to have. When you get the pressure off the backside, that's the difference between a right-handed quarterback and left-handed quarterback, Frank. He was turned away from Buster, where a left-handed quarterback would be looking into him.
Alexander fields it back on the 17. Cuts to his left. He eludes one man, but he's back on the 10, and he'll be tackled there. The Boilermakers downfield coverage. Derek Alexander winds up losing about 7 yards on that run back. Biaka-Batuka is in the backfield, in the eye behind Shea Foster as the Wolverines start on the 10 with 2 tight ends. Burkholder and Damon Jones both on the right. Foster in motion that way. Biaka-Batuka sweeps that way. He'll spin out to about the 15 on second effort after being hit right around the line of scrimmage by Aaron Hall. He fumbled the football too, but the Wolverines will keep it. I think they really hit the ground.
He was down. The referee immediately said he had hit the ground when the ball came out.
Easily his best day as a Wolverine. Freshman out of Quebec in the eye. Gets a handoff to the left this time. Off tackle. He breaks a tackle. He's out over the 20. Fights through another tackle and out to the 25-yard line for a gain of 10. And Jimmy Young finally held on to bring him down.
There's something out there, at least a leg problem. And the problem that time was that Shea Foster came out and blocked the wide defender, but he let him bounce off the block and get back into the play, or that would have really gone for a big game.
Well, they're rolling Mark Burkholder over onto his back, so we're getting a timeout on the field. 7:44 remaining in the third quarter. Michigan 6, Purdue nothing. Let's pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network.
Only Goodwill supplies last. Other restrictions apply. Offer ends December 31st. Money, 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 money.
Mark Burkholder left the field under his own power. Appears to be all right. The officials put the ball back into play, and Tomonga Biaka-Batuka, coming off left tackle, gains 6 on a little draw play. He's now got 79 yards, breaking his tie for the team rushing lead today with Ed Davis, who has 73. Second down and 4.
Excellent run, Frank. He really put out some effort.
Ball on the Michigan 31, backs in the eye as the snow flurries begin to fall again. Here's a handoff. Biaka-Batuka spinning through a tackle on the right side, and he's got another first down. Aaron Hall stopped him at the 35. He was hit in the backfield by Jamie Wachell, the defensive lineman, but Tomonga kept those legs driving, and Jerry, he looks like he's a little bigger than the 187, which is his program weight.
Well, he's bigger than that. I'll tell you, look at him. Looks like about 195, Frank. Got in there.
He's on the right as the tight end. Hayes split to the right, Toomer left. Collins fakes to Biaka-Batuka, back to throw. He's going deep down the right sideline for Mercury Hayes. He makes a diving catch at the 15-yard line, running stride for stride with Jimmy Young, and hauls it in, and the Wolverines have got it deep in Purdue territory again after that 50-yard throw from Todd Collins.
Frank, that was great coverage by Jimmy Young. He was step for step with that kid. The ball was thrown where no one was going to catch it unless it was Mercury, and Mercury caught it. What a great throw and a great concentration by Mercury Hayes.
50 yards out of it. First and 10 at the 15. Hand off the fullback. Ritchie up the middle. Fights through a tackle by James Cole, the defensive lineman, and he'll get 4 yards to the 11. Alexander split out to the right. Walter Smith to the left. The backs are in the eye. Biaka-Batuka behind Ritchie. Tight end Damon Jones on the left. It's a running play. Biaka-Batuka going left. He's got no place to go. There are 5 Boilermakers right there to hit him, led by Metzger and Darnell Howard, the defensive lineman, and Biaka-Batuka loses 3 back to the 14.
It seems to me there must be a missed blocking assignment up front, Frank, or they're just playing a defense that you can't block in that particular play, because you can't have that much penetration in that situation unless something like that's occurring.
14. They'll go with 3 wide receivers. Eddie Davis is the only setback. We've got Smith and Toomer right, Alexander left, Collins straight back to throw. Looking right, Davis open in the flat. He delivers to the 10. Up the sideline, Eddie down to the 5, and he's bumped out of bounds, and it looks like he has a first down. We'll wait to see where they spot it. Jimmy Young, that great corner, made the hit on him with Ramon Batten, the linebacker. And the fans are booing about the spot, but referee Jim Kimmerling says first down and goal to go Michigan.
They're not going to let us throw the ball deep, and so therefore they dumped the ball off to Eddie. Again, it gave him plenty of time to turn upfield and run for the first down. 3 tight end offense now, Frank.
With the offset eye in the backfield, Foster and Biaka-Batuka. Here comes Jakin in motion left. There's a fake to Timonga. Back goes Collins, slings it out right flat. Foster's got it, upended, fumbled the ball into the end zone, and it is going to be ruled Purdue's football or no? Let's see what they call. We've just got to wait, folks.
Michigan recovered in the end zone.
Short of the goal line.
Well, they ruled that Foster was out of bounds short of the goal line. He got submarined over there, and Shea is not getting up. And they ruled he was out of bounds before he fumbled the football. And so it'll be second down and goal to go from about a foot away. But right now, all the concern is about Shea Foster, because Kevin Nolan came up, that 154-pound corner, and chopped his legs out from under him. And it looks like Shea has some sort of leg injury. Larry Sorensen's heading over there to check it out for us. And Shea is down on the turf. Timeout on the field, 4:36 left, third quarter. Michigan 6, Purdue nothing. Let's pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. It's signed. Shea Foster is on his feet and walking off the field under his own power. Larry Sorensen, I was worried he had his leg broken on that hit, I'll be honest with you.
But Frank, remember we talked earlier about when their feet get planted with those extra cleats, and as Shea Foster planted to dive into the end zone, he got hit, and that's what happened. They did the wiggle test on the knee, though, and it looked like he was pretty sound. He walked off, and he was moving pretty well as he did.
Michigan comes to the line. Tight formation, toe-to-toe up front. Ritchie the only setback. The freshman gets the call. Left guard dives forward for a touchdown. Michigan, John Ritchie, the freshman fullback, just plowed forward from that tight formation with 3 tight ends, and he has his first collegiate touchdown from a yard out, and Michigan leads it 12-0. 90 yards in 10 plays.
That's that old wedge formation where they go foot to foot in there and put a tight end on the outside and then run right towards that side and either dive over the top, or if they want to close real fast, he'll slide it out.
That is Michigan's first rushing touchdown since the Iowa game 5 weeks ago. Hard to believe. Peter Olezovic will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Jay Reimers, but placed down. The kick is blocked, bounces into the end zone and through the end zone, and so Purdue won't be able to run it back for 2 points. What next? 12-0 Michigan, 4:33 left in the third quarter. Jerry, all you can do is shake your head, just like we've been doing all year.
Yep, I don't understand it either. It's hard to say. It may be the ball being held. It may be slipping. I don't know what it is, Frank, but the kicking game is leaving a little bit to be desired, just like it has most of the year.
Well, we'll get Larry Sorensen's up-close and personal look in a moment. Right now, 12-0 Michigan. Let's pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Lemmy Hamilton to kick it off to Terry Samuel and to Jermaine Ross. Here's the kick. High end over end kick, floating toward the near side, hits at the 14, makes a left turn and goes out of bounds. And Purdue will get it out at the 35. And they used to say, it's always something. Here's Trefsker back in at quarterback, the lefty to throw. Far side, and it is caught out at midfield by Jeff Hill, who was well covered by Ty Law. In fact, hit just as the ball arrived, but he held on for a gain of 15. Good grab by the converted running back. Threw it to play every week, but it's coming out now. First down, Purdue at midfield. Shante Peoples up at that linebacking spot. Here's Trefsker on an option going right, and Gannon Dudler shut it down and tackled him. Shante came up to force Trefsker to hold the ball because he went right after Corey Rogers, the tailback, and Dudler grabbed the quarterback.
Playing a form of nickel defense when they've got him in there, Frank.
Second and 10 from midfield. Trefsker back to throw, setting up a screen, dumps it off to Rogers. Good catch. He cuts downfield to the Michigan 45, is hit and fumbles, but he was on the turf at the 44. Tackle 6 defensive backs in that dime package for Michigan still. 3rd and 4. Purdue with 3 wideouts. Trefsker drops to throw. Has time. Going deep left side for Hill. Covered by Birch. Interfered with by Birch. The pass overthrown, but a flag is down. Not much question about that one.
No, only if the ball was catchable. That's the only thing. The ball was so far overthrown, I'm not sure it was a catchable ball,
It might be holding too, Jerry. Alfie might have had a hold of his jersey.
They're calling face guarding, which is when you make contact and you face guard, it becomes pass interference.
And Shante Peoples is playing outside linebacker again. Here's a toss to Rogers coming right, and he is hit by Jared Irons, and you can hear that one up here as he got to the 28 for a yard gain, maybe. He's had his 6th sack of the year today. Michigan's got 2 overall. Back to throw is Trefsker. Goes short under the coverage. Caught around the 22 by Jeff Hill, angling in. He'll be tackled short of a first down at the 21-yard line by Alfie Birch and by Jared Irons. Allstott is at the right half. Rogers left. They run Rogers right side out of that T formation. Trying to turn the corner. He stiff arms Deion Johnson, but he'll have the first down to the 18-yard line as Deion forced him to the turf. Gain of 3 for Corey Rogers, and Purdue has it inside the 20, 1st and 10. Rogers and Allstott are in the eye behind the quarterback Rick Trefsker. In motion to the left goes Hill. Handoff Rogers, left side, dot play. He is tackled at the 16 by Jason Horn.
As you know, and he's going to take a lot of ribbing if Purdue happened to beat this team, to beat our team. So he's playing his heart out there to make sure that he can live back in that Indiana town.
The officials spot the ball back on the 17, 2nd down and 9 to go. Rakowski out of the lineup, replaced in there by Damon Denson. Denson will play inside next to Horn. Stanley and Zenkowitz the ends. Trefkowitz to throw. Trefsker fires it in the end zone on a post cut touchdown to Burt Thornton. Boy, he just cut in between the 2 defensive backs, Clarence Thompson and Ty Law, and hauled it in for the touchdown. And with 9 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter, Purdue is on the board on Trefsker's TD toss of 17 yards to Burt Thornton. Brad Bobich will attempt the extra point out of the hole to Brian Gale. Snap is set down, the kick is up, and it is good. Look, Larry Sorensen, like that ball was close to that right upright.
It was very close, Frank, and it also had a great deal of altitude. In fact, it went over the net.
And into the crowd, and they'll have a souvenir to pass up the stadium steps. 9 seconds left in the quarter. It is Michigan 12 and Purdue 7. We pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. 4 yards. He'll have to throw here, but some confusion over who's supposed to be in the game. Burkholder came running off, and the play clock was down to 3, and Michigan has to burn a timeout. 14:21 left, 12-7 Michigan. Let's pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Check it, that's Eddie Davis behind Todd Collins, who drops straight back to throw, getting some pressure from behind. Steps up and fires it to Damon Jones at the 27. He'll be spun back and tackled short of a first down by John Jackson, the extra defensive back. And by James Cole, the defensive lineman. So they only got 6 on 3rd and 8, Jerry, and it's 4th down. They've got a punt.
Cut it 6 yards when you need 10. You can't make it, you got to make it at 10 and get back to 8.
Chris Stapleton to punt for the 3rd time. Purdue coming, and the kick is away, a low wobbly kick. Jermaine Ross grabs it on the 37 and cuts to his right. Gets up to the 45. He's hit once, breaks a tackle, and can't go any further as the Wolverines get a good number of their defenders downfield. Mike Vanderbeek on the stop, among others. Chuck Winters also there, and so is Woody Hankins.
But great field position for Purdue out around the 44-yard line.
On snow-covered Memorial Stadium, Minnesota 13, Illinois 9. 2nd quarter, Iowa 28, Northern Illinois nothing. Hayden Fry after career win number 198.
Here, 12-7 Michigan. Purdue starts on the 44, and they hand the ball to Allstott straight up the middle, and the fullback picks his way into Michigan territory to the 49. He gains 7. 7 key ones there, 2nd and 3, and the big fullback tries it again on the left side and plows forward for a couple to the 47. The gang tackled there about a yard short of a first down.
Again.
Yep, and an unbalanced line to the right, and they run to the other side, and Allstott turns the corner and has a first down to the 40-yard line. They run unbalanced line to the right, and out of that T formation, they ran Allstott to the left, and he's hauled down by redshirt freshman Kerwin Waldrop, who makes his Michigan debut with that tackle.
Run the sweep and bounce it outside.
First down on the Michigan 40 from the left hash. Trefsker back to throw, has time. Short over the middle to Green, and he's got it. He's down near the 30-yard line before Gannon Dudler made the stop, along with Jared Irons, who had slipped while trying to come up and cover on the pass, and then had to regain his balance to help on the tackle.
That's the problem. The ball was thrown, and Irons had fallen down and he wasn't there to make the play. And again, they got the ball turned upfield, got more yardage out of it.
The speedster split out to the right. Bert Thornton, who's got their touchdown left, going in motion right, backs in the eye. Houston Malden in at fullback. Rogers, the tailback, gets the call, breaks the tackle by Will Carr, bounces it outside. Winters missed him, but he's in at the 30. And Ty Law will get credit for a tackle, but they're going to mark his progress inside the 30 for a Purdue first down. Thornton split to the left, Ross right. There's a fake to Rogers. Trepsker to throw. Right sideline, and it is caught at the 15-yard line by Jermaine Ross. He is tackled there by Chuck Winters after he got away from Alfie Birch. That'll be a gain of 14 yards and a first down for Purdue.
Again, a very nice play by Purdue. Let's face it, that was good coverage. The ball had to be thrown perfectly. There was a man in front. He threw it just over top of him. The guy made a great catch. These guys have got confidence now, and they're going to make the big plays against you.
And Trefsker, after being lifted at the start of the third quarter, has come back. Purdue to one touchdown, and now threatening to lead them to a go-ahead score.
Draw play.
And it's all stopped, cutting off the right side, fighting inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line, and there are flags down. It looks like Terry Samuel, the wide receiver, was holding Chuck Winters, who had made penetration at the line of scrimmage.
They either held him or hit him in the middle of the back just as he was about to make the tackle. Shot block, below the waist.
Preliminary indication of blocking below the waist against Purdue.
And that'll be on the wide receiver, too.
Illegal block on the offense. 15 yards. Repeat. First down.
Well, that will help the Michigan defense out. That's usually where you see that, Jerry. That wide receiver angles in to block a defensive back, and that's what happened there with 23 from there. Backs are split. Trefsker straight back to throw. Blitz coming. Gets rid of it right side. He's got it at the 20 to Corey Rogers. Trying to break a tackle. He can't. He'll be tackled right there by Jared Irons. Up front now, you got Tony Henderson in the game. Along with Dudler, who's a down lineman now, with Stanley and Jason Horn. I formation. And it's a running play off that trap option look, and the handoff to Allstott. The fullback is wrapped up right in the hole by Shante Peoples. Good play by Shante. Stopped him for a 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 13 from the 18. That's 18 of the Wolverines. They'll split 3 receivers wide. Olivedadian split left. Back to throw. Trefsker under pressure. Fires in the end zone. Incomplete. He overthrew his intended receiver, Hill. Alfie Birch wouldn't bite on the cut toward the post. He stayed with him all the way, and Purdue will have to settle for a field goal try. And that ends a string by Trefsker of 7 consecutive completions. Only 3 out of 5 in field goals this year. Will try a 35-yarder from inside the right hash. Ball placed down. The kick on its way. High enough, long enough, and it is good from 35 yards out. With 9:15 to go, Purdue is to within 2. It's Michigan 12, Purdue 10. We pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Say was on the turf. Oh, man.
I think Derek ought to take a real assessment of himself. He's not running very well with the football right now, and he's certainly not protected in a very key situation. He ought to have both hands on that football when he gets into traffic.
It's Tamonga Biaka-Batuka and John Ritchie in the all-freshman backfield behind Todd Collins. Draw play. Biaka-Batuka finds a seam up the middle to the 35. Cuts to his left. Jimmy Young grabs him, and the defensive back hauls him down with help from Ron Batten at the 39. A gain of 11. First down. And Tamonga Biaka-Batuka is up to 91 yards in 15 carries. He nearly broke that one.
Yes, he did. He got a little more coverage. Walter was blocking on Jimmy Young out there, but couldn't quite get him sealed. And when he went outside, of course, he had no chance, but he almost broke it.
Toomer split short side left. Walter Smith wide side of the field right. Out of the eye, Biaka-Batuka coming right, cuts it back to the middle and crosses the 40, where he's knocked down by Ben Metzger and Aaron Hall, the lineman and linebacker.
Somebody's got to block a linebacker, Frank. Number 39 walked right into the backfield. Nobody touched him. There's no way you're going to get yardage unless you get a helmet on linebackers.
Michigan has had all kinds of problems moving it on the ground. 2nd and 9, Biaka-Batuka the only setback. 3 wideouts. Collins dropping to throw. Looking right, now middle. Fires short. Caught by Burkholder at the 48. He was almost down on the ground. Had to go low. Made the grab in front of Aaron Hall and Bart Conley. And They say he caught the football. The Boilermakers were claiming he trapped it, and it'll be about a yard short of a first down. Wolverines will go with that two tight end look on 3rd and 1. The I formation for Richie and Biaka-Batuka. Tamaga coming right. Quick hitter. First down over midfield. Tumble forward to the Purdue 46. Gain of 6 for the freshman out of Longueuil, Quebec. Todd Collins has completed 7 passes in a row, too. He's 17 out of 20 for 169. First down at the 46 out of the I. Richie coming straight ahead. He stood up in the backfield, hit by Craig Williams, the defensive end, with Smith slot left, Hayes wide that way. Alexander split out to the right. One setback, Biaka-Batuka. He gets it on a draw play up the middle, hit at the line, but fights forward, and he'll gain a few yards down to about the 42. Hit on 3rd and 5 for the Wolverines. Collins back to throw. Setting up, going down the middle. That's 8 in a row. He hit Mark Burkholder. First down at the 33. The 2 inside backers, Conley and Hall, made the tackle, but Burkholder holds on. His 7th catch of the afternoon, and Michigan keeps the drive alive.
It's an excellent drive now. They keep it going here. Again, kind of a getaway pattern. The tight end goes down, finds a linebacker, works away from him, or gets in a seam between the two of them.
Mark Burkholder has as many catches today as he's had in his entire collegiate career.
It's nice
up
to see
this
it.
point. 7 grabs. 1st and 10 on the 33. I formation. A fake to Ritchie. Collins going to go naked bootleg around the right. Gets a block from Tuma. Gets down to the 25. He's wrestled out of bounds by Roman Batten. And Joe Higgins, the strong safety out there, is claiming he was held by Amani Toomer.
He might think that, but the guy was just on him the whole way, wouldn't let him get going.
Well, there's a surprise play right there, the naked bootleg for Todd Collins.
Yes, Todd's not known as a runner, and so that really did fool him that time. He only had the one man to beat, and Monty did a nice job of giving him some chance to run, too.
Tuca over 100 yards today as Michigan goes for a 2nd straight week without Tyrone Wheatley. Handoff, Biaka-Batuka going right, gets that side seal, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tim Mongo, Biaka-Batuka! 25 yards, and Michigan leads it 18-10. Michigan had not scored a rushing touchdown in its last 4 games, and today they have 2, both by the freshman backs, John Ritchie and Tamaga Biaka-Batuka, as the Wolverines decide the future is now with those youngsters. 72 yards in 9 plays.
Showed a little speed on that, didn't he, Frank?
Sure did. The star has been born today at Michigan Stadium. Snap for the extra point by Bolash. The kick is on its way by Remy Hamilton, and he hooked it to the left. It's no good. I don't even believe this.
Well, they used to say, throw that play out of the game because it was automatic. I don't believe it when it comes to Michigan.
So the score remains 18-10 Michigan with 5:14 to go. And Larry Sorensen, that's a big miss because if Purdue scores, they can go for 2 and get a tie here.
Absolutely right, and you guys mentioned the missed extra point earlier in the game. That ball never even started to turn over. It stayed the same way as it was put down for the hole. He kicked in the middle of the ball, and it never started to turn, Frank.
Well,
it's just a shame that it's happening.
Well, you know, Steve Fisher's having tryouts to fill a couple spots on the basketball team. Gary might do the same for the kicking game. Remy Hamilton will kick it off. Now he's got to get his concentration back after missing the extra point. Jermaine Ross deep along with Terry Samuel. Remy moves forward, boots it away, hammers it high. A little short, though, going to be fielded at the 9. Jermaine Ross is drilled as he got up to the 20 by Walter Smith. Who else? Man, has he been something on kickoff coverage this year.
Toughest kid on the field, in my estimation. Frank just knifed through that defense, and when he hit him, he didn't go any more forward after he made the hit. He went sideways and backwards, and that's a good thing. It's inside the 20, not a big run back this time.
Eamon Denson and Jason Horn inside, Buster Stanley outside. Trefsker to throw, short right side, dropped by Corey Rogers in the right flat. Michigan going with 6 defensive backs here, knowing Purdue's got to put it up. Back goes Trepsker. He pumps once, pulls it down. Now he's hit, throws while he's going down in the arms of Zinkowitz, incomplete into the Michigan bench.
Great play by that quarterback. It could have been a sack, and he still had enough presence to throw the ball high enough that nobody could make the play.
50 on its own 20. 5 minutes to go. Michigan ahead by 8. Trepsker straight back to throw. 4-man rush. He's buried on the 13-yard line.
Is that Horn?
Jason Horn was being blocked and just refused to be shoved away from the pocket and winds up with a sack of a 7-yard loss. And the Wolverine defense comes up big again with under 5 minutes remaining. Dignan to kick it, has plenty of time and boots it away. Good punt. High and deep. Alexander grabs it on his 42, goes to his right, hesitates, eludes 2 men, and is tackled at the 49-yard line. Tamonga, 127 yards, 19 carries. Ritchie's getting the call off right tackle, and John Ritchie has 10 yards down to the 41 before he's tackled by Joe Higgins. First one of Purdue. Michigan up 8, under 4 minutes left. Here comes Ritchie again up the middle. He's plugged up. He'll get a couple of yards to the 39. I got a good sign for you. Tamonga's number is just the opposite of Ricky's, 21. It's been tough for Ricky these last 2 weeks. I know he's heartbroken.
Yes, the first downs, that's when you must be careful. They're using the clock well here, Frank. You'll notice they'll take plenty of time. There'll only be 1 or 2 seconds left before they snap it.
And 3 minutes left in the game. Handoff, Biaka-Batuka right side, finds a little seam, bounces it out momentarily, gets down to the 34-yard line, tackled there by Kevin Nolan. 4 to go. What a game for Tamonga Biaka-Batuka. 132 yards, 20 carries, and that 25-yard touchdown.
All right, let's don't burn a timeout here. Just take your time, get up there, make your call.
2.5 minutes to go. Michigan 18, Purdue 10. Walter Smith is split to the left. Ritchie and Biaka-Batuka in the eye behind Todd Collins. Burkholder, the tight end, left. Damon Jones on the right. They're running it right, short side. Biaka-Batuka upended right at the line by Joe Higgins. Well, that was a good play by Higgins. He just would not be blocked in there by Joe Marinero. And now facing 4th down on the Boilermaker 34-yard line.
Well, what happened there was that the fullback came out to block that outside linebacker, Frank, and he came hard. He again hit him too low. He went trying to catch before they got the defense out there.
Well, Purdue just does get the defense on the field. They jump, but they didn't make contact. They got back, and Todd Collins will call timeout. Well, that's a good play right there, Jerry. That play is called nothing on infinity. In other words, no matter what happens, don't snap the ball. Try to get them to jump offside.
That's right. All they did was to go out, make the long delayed count, hoping that they would jump. They almost did.
Well, they did get over the line, but Rod Payne didn't snap the ball. If he snaps it right there, the Wolverines got a first down.
Yes, mark my words.
They got 12 men out there. Stapleton will punt. He angles it toward the near sideline, and it will bounce out of bounds inside the 5. And Jerry,
they got
there it is. They finally called. Jim Kimmerling, the referee, threw the flag, and Michigan will get a first down with 2:02 remaining. We saw it up here, Jerry, right from the start.
Illegal participation. There was 11 guys up and a guy ready to field the ball. You can have 11 guys up, but you better not have anybody back there.
Here's the official call now from Jim Kimmerling, who spotted
12 men on the field, on the defense, 15 yards, first down.
Well, and that should wrap it up.
Don't say that, Frank.
I said it should. This has been one wacky season, though, Jerry. We both know that.
Most unusual season. Now, look at that. I'll tell you, at least we're getting a break or two here today. I'm glad to see that. At least it's going both ways on that. That was just a tough thing. They had 11 guys up to rush the punt, and I don't think the guy back there who is the receiver knew they were going to put 11 up. Instead, they did, and I think they were going to try to block it.
Now the Wolverines first down at the Purdue 19. They have an 18-10 lead, 2:02 left in the ball game. Tamunga, Biaka-Batuka in the eye with Ritchie. Handoff, John Ritchie, right side, finds the seam, breaks the tackle at the 15, drags Lamont Benton with him inside the 10 to the 8. First down and goal to go. 11 yards for the freshman fullback.
Awful close to breaking that all the way. That was with the two tight ends there. The belly play is now working. They're able to get the backside cutoff, and that's working well for them.
What a job by these two freshmen today, Jerry. Tamunga Biaka-Batuka, born in Zaire, grew up in Quebec, 132 yards, 21 carries and a touchdown. John Ritchie, 36 yards, 9 carries and a touchdown. Great job by both of these pure freshmen.
Frank, I think they didn't run enough time off or something, because...
Well, they were up to 29 minutes a moment ago. There was 2:02 left when Michigan started the play.
It should be down to about a minute and 50.
Well, they're going to go 2:01, so that play took 1 second. That is the fastest fullback in America. 11 yards in 1 second. He runs a 40 under 4 seconds now. First and goal on the 8. Two tight ends. Jones right, Burkholder left. Smith split left, backs in the eye. Biaka-Batuka and Ritchie. Collins long snap down here, let the play clock go down. Game clock running to at 1:45. Handoff, Biaka-Batuka running right. Fighting his way inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. And he's running behind Thomas Gwines, who has checked into that front. I'll tell you that was Marinello, 75. Until less than a minute remains in the ball game. Purdue with 2 timeouts left. Michigan up 18-10. Backs in the eye, Ritchie and Biaka-Batuka, still 2 tight ends from the right hash. Handoff, Biaka-Batuka going left guard. He's bent backwards at the 3, and he'll be stopped there after a 1-yard gain. Aaron Hall on the tackle. Now, along with Brian Lohman, the free safety, and every time Tamunga Biaka-Batuka's name is mentioned, there's a roar from the crowd. Third down on the 3. Purdue still with 2 timeouts, remember, so if Michigan goes down on a knee, they could stop the clock. I'm surprised they're not stopping it anyways with a timeout. 28 seconds left. Handoff, Tamunga up the middle, cuts to his right. Touchdown, Tamunga! His second of the ball game, and Michigan leads it 24-10, and that'll on this one with 23 seconds.
For this offensive team to take the ball and put it in the end zone.
And now comes the venture, the extra. Over.
I think now I can relax a little bit, Frank.
It leads at 25-10. And the Wolverines will not have 3 straight regular season losses for the first time since 1967.
Now that's great. That's to see him. Glad to see him come back and put some points on the board here in the second half and fight through some things.
Use his timeouts and give his offense a little time.
Well,
Hamilton to kick it off to Terry Samuel and Jermaine Ross. There's the kick, and it's a floater that will bounce down inside the 20. Will be grabbed by Samuel on the 17. Heads to his right, gets over the 30, and he's really knocked backwards on the 31. And Walter Smith is really decked on a block at the same spot.
He didn't get his feet set very well, and boy, did he get knocked. But bounced right back up again.
Ron Buff and Mike Vanderbeek on the tackle. Jim Coletto was saying this week, since 1986, Purdue has had 160 players join the football program. But in those 7 years, of those 160, 76 are no longer in the program. 9 had their career cut short by injury. The other 65 have all either quit football, dropped out of school, or flunked out. Here's Trefsker throwing deep down the middle, incomplete for Hill, overthrown at the Michigan 40. Ty Law on the coverage. Now, Jerry, when you lose half your recruits over a 7-year period, you're not going to build a strong program for a long time to come.
No.
Trefsker in the shotgun on second down with 11 seconds left. Will step up and heave it deep, but there's no receiver back there. Ty Law dropped the ball back on the 20-yard line. He had a gift interception on the 20 and dropped it. That ball was overthrown by 15 yards. He threw it 60 yards in the air. Unfortunately, his receiver, Jeff Hill, had only completed a 45-yard route.
Ty Law had it. That looked like last week when they pinned his arms to his back and he couldn't get him in there to catch it.
Star born today. 140 yards in 24 carries, 2 touchdowns. One more play for Purdue. Trefsker to throw. Dumps it over the middle. It is short to Jeff Hill over the 40. Spun around. He'll be tackled by Irons out at the 47. And that will be it. Michigan breaks its losing streak, winning at 25-10. And Larry Sorensen is with Tamanga Biaka-Batuka.
Tim, a very popular man, Tamanga Biaka-Batuka. What'd you feel like when the crowd was behind you out there?
I was too focused on the game to hear them, so I just went there, did my job, couldn't hear them.
140 yards and 24 carries, 2 touchdowns. You really turned on the burners, turning the corner on that 25-yard run.
I just tried to help my team win, you know. We had a lot of problems at the beginning of the year. We tried to come back and, you know, I did my job like they asked me to do.
I saw Tyrone Wheatley grab you right at the end of the game. Do you have some words of advice?
Tyrone and Rick are my brothers. Like, we were brothers. Every time they give me tips and I go there and try to listen to them and do what they tell me to do. And, you know, after the game, they're happy for me and I'm happy for them, whatever the performance we got.
Great job. Go enjoy the celebration. Great game. Frank?
Tamanga Biaka-Batuka. What a great story today. The freshman who teamed up with John Ritchie in that all-freshman backfield, and the two of them combined for all 3 Michigan touchdowns. Tamanga getting 2 in the 4th quarter, Ritchie getting 1 in the 3rd, and the Wolverines win it by a final score of 25-10. We'll be back to give you the scoring rundown. A lot to come on our post-game coverage. The visit with Gary Moeller in the locker room ought to be a little more pleasant for Larry today. Our final score, Michigan 25 and Purdue 10. Let's pause right now for these words here on the Michigan Football Network.
Find on the street, but none other than the incredible, yes, the incredible Paul W. Smith from WJR, my favorite radio station. Paul.
Great voice of the Great Lakes.
It is.
From the Golden Tower of the mobile unit.
Or something like that.
Don't back up, you're going to get hit by a bus.
Oh, wait a second.